Hello, everyone, and welcome to this new episode of Ignition Time. The $3.5 trillion budget reconciliation bill will pass the House and the Senate, along with the $1 trillion bipartisan infrastructure package. I have reported on this extensively on our channel, and I do believe it's important to help those who need it the most. But who is going to be the biggest beneficiary of the $3.5 trillion budget plan? Who's going to get the most benefit? Will there be stimulus checks? Will there be unemployment benefits? I'll give you all the details in this episode of Ignition Time. Now, I'm going to give you the truth. I'm not going to give you any false hope. So, if this is not the exact information you're looking for, let me apologize in advance. My goal is to tell you the truth and not to string you along and not to give you false hope and talk to you about these vague proposals and these nonsensical items that different lawmakers come up with. I'm talking to you about what's actually expected to happen. So please click the like button, please click subscribe, please enable notifications, and thank you so much for watching. If you're not a member of our community yet, please click subscribe and become a part of our community. So here we go. Families with children are going to be the biggest beneficiaries of the $3.5 trillion budget plan. So what does this actually mean? Basically, trillions of dollars are going to be invested to boost the social safety net for families through programs and services such as the expanded child tax credit, childcare benefits for working parents, free pre-K education, and much more. In fact, the elderly will also get substantial help through this program based on a new fact sheet that was actually released by the Democrats. I'm actually going to show you the memorandum, the fact sheet that was released by the Democrats pertaining to the $3.5 trillion package that we expect to see passed very soon. And you'll see that on your screen right now. You'll see that there's money for the Committee on Agriculture, Nutrition and Forestry. There's going to be money, $332 billion for the Committee on Banking, Housing and Urban Affairs. $83 billion for the Committee on Council, Science and Technology. By the way, I'll provide you with a link to this in the description section below so you can check it out for yourself. The Committee on Energy and Natural Resources gets $198 billion. So as you can see, the allocation of all the money is laid out. Now, this is the important part. Let's check out this section, the Committee on Health, Education, Labor and Pensions. Universal pre-K for 3 and 4-year-olds. By the way, $726 billion allocated here. Childcare for working families. Tuition-free community college. Investments in different kinds of programs that will help parents. So you can start to see the grand scope and the scale of this package. And again, you will get a link to this in the description section below. Here's what House Speaker Pelosi said, I quote, "I always had confidence. I never doubted that the president's budget would prevail because of the commitment our caucus has to America's working families." This is a huge political win for the Democrats. So what will this actually do? This plan would continue several tax credits that benefit low and middle income families, especially those with children. It would extend the child tax credit, the earned income tax credit, the child and dependent care tax credit, paid family and medical leave. So again, all this is according to the fact sheet that I outlined earlier. So again, this is a significant boost for working families. And these credits will help 65 million children across the US, which is roughly 90% of the kids in the country. It will also lift 4.1 million children out of poverty, and it'll slash the overall poverty rate by about 40%. Continuing the child tax credit, which so far is only for the year 2021, will mean that these benefits continue. Now, Senate Democrats also want to extend universal pre-K to 3 and 4-year-old children and expand childcare benefits for working families. The plan would also make community college tuition free, give money to institutions serving minorities, and increase the maximum Pell Grant award to help people attend and pay for higher education. Child nutrition programs would also get a significant boost. Now, this is important. Democratic leaders have set a deadline, which is the 15th of September, for committees to write their sections of the bill, although there could be a period of debate after that. The Democrats are planning on passing this through reconciliation. In other words, they will need the support of every single Democrat in the US Senate, including the conservative Democrat from West Virginia, Joe Manchin, and Senator Kristen Sinema, the Democrat from Arizona. They will also need Senator Angus King, the independent from Maine. And of course, they can expect to get the support of the one and only Bernie Sanders, the independent from Vermont. And by the way, the House is also going to advance a $1 trillion bipartisan infrastructure bill, and they'll vote on that by the 27th of September. One more important piece of information, everyone. Medicare, and you'll see this headline on your screen from CNBC. Medicare would be expanded under the $3.5 trillion budget resolution. Coverage for dental, vision, and hearing would be provided through original Medicare if the full $3.5 trillion plan comes to fruition, and also reducing the eligibility age for Medicare is also in the framework. Now, there is no guarantee that these will actually become law, but this is what the Democrats are actually going for. As a reminder, Medicare, which is something that most Americans above the age of 65 rely on, would provide coverage for dental, vision, and hearing, which it does not at the moment unless you purchase additional coverage. But Medicare would include coverage for dental, vision, and hearing under this resolution. In fact, the age when people can sign up would be lowered, most likely down to the age of 60. Instead of 65, it would be lowered down to the age of 60. And President Biden has actually said that he supports this. Here's a quote on your screen from David Lipschultz, who's the Associate Director and Senior Policy Attorney for the Center for Medicare Advocacy. He says this would be a very big deal for the Medicare program and Medicare beneficiaries. If Congress adds those benefits, it would fill some major gaps in coverage that the program has had since its inception. So folks, I would say there are two categories of individuals. One would be lower income families with children, and the other would be potentially Medicare recipients. About 63 million individuals are currently enrolled in Medicare in our country. The majority of them are age 65 or older, and they rely on it as their primary health insurance. This program was actually created through Congress in 1965 under President Lyndon Johnson, and it reflected what was needed at that time. It did not involve widespread coverage for dental, vision, and hearing. And Lipschultz also says this: but as the healthcare system has evolved, Medicare has often been slow to catch up. Folks, this is big. This is big news, and this could result in two categories of individuals having the biggest benefit from the American Rescue Plan. Again, lower income families with children and recipients of Medicare, age 65 and above. That could soon be individuals aged 60 and above. At this moment in time, there are no stimulus checks and no unemployment benefit extensions included in this $3.5 trillion stimulus package. Don't blame the messenger. I'm here to tell you the truth. I'm not going to string you along. So again, don't blame the messenger. But at this point in time, there are no stimulus checks or unemployment benefits included in this package. Are they likely to be included? I'm going to be straight with you. The short answer is no, because there is no political will to get that done. Should they be included? In my opinion, for those who need help, for those who are desperate to put food on the table, to make rent, and to keep the lights on, yes, I believe they should be extended. But the hard part is coming up with the political will and then identifying those individuals. And that, again, is the government's responsibility. But again, to be straight with you, I don't see that happening. And that is where we are right now. Please click the like button. Please click subscribe. Please enable notifications. Thank you so much for watching. I work hard on this channel every single day. And please support our channel by clicking like, by clicking subscribe, and by enabling notifications. Also follow me on Twitter. This right here is my Twitter feed. My Twitter handle is ignition_time. That's ignition_time. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next episode of Ignition Time. Take care. Bye.